been a minute. I think it's been like a month since we've seen your face.
Yeah, no, we both missed each other a couple.
Yeah.
Good amount of it was me, but it happened on both sides.
Yeah, we definitely missed. I think we missed 2 weeks. I did one by myself, and now we're back.
We're back.
We're back, baby. Great performance last week. Not like you guys didn't see it, but I got all of them right. I'm gonna go with that. Should have recorded.
I was there.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. I did okay. I didn't even do that great, honestly. So, but I'm looking for a nice bounce back week. Main card kind of fucked me up a little bit. Oh no, you.
Here's what it is.
All right, so we're gonna get into this Calvin Kattar, Josh Emmett. This card, top to bottom, is
nice.
Pretty solid.
Good for a fight night card. It's very good.
Honestly, probably better. Like the amount of good fights on this is better than last week pay-per-view.
I mean, to a degree, yeah.
Yeah, totally. All right, so let's get into this. Roman Dolidze versus Kyle Daukaus. Is that it, or Philippau's Duron win?
No, that's the first one.
What is?
For some reason, Roman Dolidze and Kyle Daukaus are starting it off.
They are.
Yeah.
All right, so you want me to get into this one?
Yeah, you got it.
All right, so Kyle Daukaus, 3-2-1 so far in the UFC. He's got like the complete opposite game of his brother, Chris Daukaus. Really grappling heavy approach. Had a no contest with Kevin Holland in a fight where I had a feeling he was going to win that one. He seemed to have Kevin Holland's number, but the fight didn't get out of the first. Yeah, that was a good one. He averages 2.4 takedowns per fight. Striking isn't bad. He's pretty awkward. He's hard to figure out, but yeah, he's got like technical Muay Thai. He's taken on Roman Dolidze 3-1 so far in the UFC. Hasn't really been active recently, besides being busy banging JP Buys' wife. He's also very good grappler, being a former champion, ADCC and WGC, the World Grappling Champion. He's more of a he's more of a grappler, and Daukaus is more of like a BJJ practitioner. So it's like a wrestler versus BJJ. He averages 2.7 takedowns per fight. But unlike Daukaus, Dolidze hasn't really been tested yet. When both guys grapple, the fight usually stays on the feet. So if that's the case, grappling evens each other out. I think Daukaus is able to get this. Roman Dolidze also slows a little bit as the fight goes on.
Yeah, that's going to be my main point going into this. Roman Dolidze looks like shit as the fight goes on, so far from what we've seen. Not like shit, but he just doesn't look good. And for that reason, there's no way I could back him in this fight.
Yeah, that's
And I think
he looks the part, but yeah, he in the first round he looks good.
Yeah, but like look, his fights are pretty. I mean, he grinds his fights, but like
they're not that fun to watch.
Not at all. I feel like that's why they're putting this fight.
Yeah, it's a lot of he likes the clinch. You know.
Two of his 4 UFC fights in two fights the 2 fights that he won. Both of these fights he won. Holy shit.
That was good.
Well, the first one was a knockout in the first round, but he only landed 14 strikes in his last fight. 19 strikes in his first fight, 32.
Yeah, that's very low.
In a fight to Trevin Giles. I don't know. He's just like pretty low volume and kind of the pace just wears. I don't know. Pace wears on him. It seems
he does, and he he's his own worst enemy because he goes crazy in the first with the pace.
Yeah, but he's too like sluggish. I feel like Kyle Daukaus is more fluid.
Yeah, you see these guys that are all like buffed up, like jacked, like they usually slow pretty fast.
Yeah, no, that's a fact.
Yeah. All right, so we're both gonna go Kyle Daukaus in that, huh?
Yep.
All right, moving right into the next one. Phil Hawes, Duron win.
Yeah, we're gonna make this one pretty quick. Duron win. He's only 5'6", 2-2 in the UFC.
He's funny, man.
He's funny. It's not that I don't dislike the guy. He took down Antonio Arroyo 12 times his last fight.
Yeah.
That was December 2020. It's been a minute. Going against Phil Hawes. They're both like bigger dudes. Phil Hawes looks much bigger though.
Oh, Phil Hawes towers over this guy.
And he's just jacked.
Yeah.
Stopped by Chris Curtis last time, but Chris Curtis went on a run.
Yeah.
Win over Kyle Daukaus, Nasruddin Imamov, Jacob Malkoun. I love Daukaus in this fight. Not Daukaus. Hawes. I love Daukaus in that fight too.
Yeah, I do. I do. No, but I also like Hawes in this. Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you on that one, Dan.
Yeah, they're like minus 250s around. Like it's not too. It's
Oh
not
my
too bad.
god, this whole card is like the favorites are like favorite minus 200 or more. There's like one fight that's close. That's like a pick 'em that we're gonna get to later. I forget what it is. We'll get to. I forget what it is. But yeah, win 2-2 so far in the UFC. He's been out for about a year and a half. His body size is like Daniel Cormier if he was shorter and fatter and less well-rounded game. Not to mention they are both Olympic wrestlers and both fight out of AKA. He averages 5 takedowns per fight, 52% accuracy. Striking is not good. Has very small reach, throws a lot of looping punches, so he's pretty inaccurate too. Phil Hawes, 5-2 under the UFC umbrella. He lost his last time out against Chris Curtis, like you said, and then Chris Curtis actually typed in our comments like, "Oh yeah, you guys picked against me. You look like fucking idiots." Remember that, Dan? When I was and
man, though, I can't even talk shit.
Yeah, I like how he called us out though. That was pretty good.
That was honestly he's mad for that.
Yeah, yes.
Fuck these guys.
I know. Yeah, that was awesome. He also has a background in wrestling like Win, but wins at a much higher level. Hawes is powerful on the feet, technical, throws a lot of straight punches. He's going to have a 7.5-inch reach advantage, but has yet to been taken. Has yet to been taken down in the UFC, and has faced some very good grapplers: Jacob Malkoun, Kyle Daukaus. So I honestly just think this is a great matchup for Hawes.
100%.
I just expect Duron win like from the get-go going for takedowns.
That's a fact.
Yeah, like right from the beginning. So he might take him down right away. You know, he's going to get up. I think he's going to be able to finish the fight.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. So we're both agreeing again on the first two. We're both going to go Phil Hawes. Going to move right into the next one. Cody Stamann versus Eddie Weinland. This fight is.
I mean, I feel like one of us could just say it quick.
Yeah, well, come on. You got to give some respect to Eddie Weinland, man.
Come on, Eddie Weinland's old as fuck, man.
He's not that old though. And the thing is, I'm not even like that big of a fan of Cody Stamann. I think his fight style is fucking lackluster. I think he pretty sucks. Like I'm a fan of grapplers like the Daukaus Delice fight. I'm excited for that. But like Cody Stamann is just a leg humper. And I don't even like to use that term because a lot of people use it and it's not true. They just don't like grappling, but he's got these little baby T-Rex arms. His cardio is very good. His wrestling is crazy good. He just tries for a lot of power looping punches. So if he does connect, he's going to hit like you pretty hard, but facing anyone with decent stand-up, he's a sitting duck. And Eddie Weinland is a stand-up guy. He's a nice guy, but he's a stand-up guy. He's won 14 of his 24 wins by KO. He's just on a steep decline. He's lost 4 out of his 5, including 2 back-to-back first-round KOs. He's a striker. His stand-up stats are embarrassing considering he's a striker. He has a negative .2 striking differential, not bad, but it's 29%. Like for a guy that takes care of business on the feet, like striking 29% is pretty pitiful.
Yeah, he's got good takedown D.
Oh, he stuffed 22 of his 23 takedowns. I think attempted on him over his last 10 fights, something crazy. But yeah. I think Stamann just wrestles with him, and it takes the fight.
He's gonna get him down. He might not get him. Yeah, he's just gonna.
Yeah, but that's the bottom line. But
shooting,
yeah, I think the odds are reflecting it like over a minus 300 at this point. So
minus 500.
That is crazy.
I'm seeing minus 590. It's not like that's what I'm saying. It ain't even worth it.
But you think a decision? I don't think he stops him.
He could. I mean, who knows? Yeah, with the aging, who knows at this point?
Yeah, who knows? All right, so we're agreeing again. All these guys are pretty big favorites so far. That we're going with Cody Stamann. We're gonna move right into the next one, which is Maria Oliveira versus Gloria to Paula.
Yeah, this is honestly this is much closer than the last one.
It is.
Gloria to Paula's probably going to take a decision win here, I'd say. But it's not guaranteed. I mean, Cheyenne Velismus kind of wrecked her like about a year ago.
We're bringing up the Buys family a lot tonight.
Yeah.
Former Buys.
She had that fun fight over Diana Belbita in her last time out.
Was that a fight of the night?
I don't think so.
No, that was a good fight.
It was a decent fight.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, she like Gloria DePaul is probably gonna look for a couple takedowns in the fight too. She got taken down a lot by Tabitha Ricci. So we'll see what ends up happening, but my confidence isn't very high on Maria Oliveira.
Yeah, me either. But Gloria DePaul,
I don't love betting on this though. I'm not very confident in Gloria DePaul.
Yeah, it is close. The odds are actually in like favor of Gloria DePaula by a decent amount, more than I think that.
Oh yeah, I have DePaula. I don't know if I made that clear.
No, you did. You did. I got you. But Gloria DePaula, she's a former shootbox Diego Lima fighter and switched camps last year, which you don't usually see people leaving that gym too often. But I guess she just needed a change. She wasn't doing too good. She was on a 2-fight losing streak. That brutal KO from Cheyenne Vlismus. But she did bounce back in that like great fight against Belbita, like you said. Super low key, like very entertaining fight. There was clinch work from DePaula. Still had nearly 240 strikes landed, and does have some very good striking, great footwork, plus 1.3 striking differential, 52% accuracy, 65% striking defense. She had some trouble stopping takedowns, like you said. Maria Oliveira, winless 0-2 so far in the UFC. Very tough matchups, though. Kind of thrown to the wolves. Fought Marina Rodriguez on the Contender Series, got KO'd in the first, and then faced Tabitha Ricci, and Tabitha Ricci just out-wrestled her, just outright. She's very good, has 69-inch reach, Muay Thai. I do expect this fight to stay on the feet, but I think DePaula, since I do think it's staying on the feet, I got to give it to DePaula. I think she's just better.
Yeah, I can see her sprinkling a couple takedowns in there for good measure.
Yeah, totally possible. So, agreeing again. Both going to go with Gloria DePaul. We're going to move right into the next one. Danny Chavez versus Ricardo Hamos. And I think Ricardo Hamos is vastly underrated. He's 6-3 in the UFC with only losses coming from Tukagov, Lerone Murphy, and Saeed Nurmagomedov. Very solid competition from guys all sitting inside the top 20. He's a BJJ black belt, averages 2.6 takedowns per fight, 58% accuracy. His striking definitely needs work. There's no doubt about it. But the guy's only 26 years old. And this is going to be his 10th fight in the UFC already. The ceiling on Hamos is very high, in my opinion. Danny Chavez. He's in a totally different part of his career. He's 35, 11-4 record, only 3 fights inside the UFC, going 1-1-1. He's also a BJJ black belt, averages 2 takedowns per fight at 60% accuracy with, not the best stand-up either. But frankly, no matter where the fight goes, I just think Hamos is a little bit better. I definitely think he's better on the ground. The striking's much closer, but I'm going to have to go with Ricardo Hamos in that one.
Yeah, I'm going to have to take him too. Danny Chavez, he didn't look... I was expecting him to honestly have a really good performance against Kai Kamaka. I remember being pretty big on him in that fight, and
I love Kai Kamaka, dude. He needs to be back.
It kind of just flared out. He's got good takedown defense, but I don't know. I feel like you said, just Ramos is kind of just more grizzled, and he's younger than you think he would be too. Like,
yeah, for sure.
I don't know. I like Ramos. I definitely like. Some people disrespect him, but I'm actually a fan. So
yeah, it's because he was more like one-sided, but he's evolving.
Ramos by decision.
Ramos by decision. I like that a lot. Danny Chavez is a tough guy. And we're going to agree on another one. We're both going to go over Ricardo Ramos, whatever the fuck it is. We're going to move right to the next one. Court McGee versus Jeremiah Wells.
Yes, sir. Court McGee. I mean, this guy's just a beast. Like, I don't know how
he's
still around, but he's honestly been doing his thing. He had those 3 straight losses to Diego Lima, Sean Brady, Carlos Condit, back a couple years ago. But he's bounced back and had 2 wins in a row with that win last time against Ramiz Brahimaj. And I don't remember if we took him, but honestly, it was like, that was cool.
It was a close fight.
Yeah.
I mean, like odds wise, I think it was like damn near even. And so is this one. Oh, this is the pick'em I was talking about earlier. This one.
Yeah. I got Jeremiah Wells though, man. Like this guy finishes fights.
Yeah. And first of all, just start off by saying
this is the first fight by Fort McGee in a while that I'm gonna choose not to go to decision.
Oh wow, yeah. Well, actually, I was gonna say something similar to that because first off, I want to start off by saying rule of thumb is just don't bet against Renzo Gracie Philly. So right off the bat, go with Jeremiah Wells. I think their roster is still undefeated in 2022. I think around 10 fighters have fought and all wins. Hands down, number one contending gym for gym of the year. So obviously, I like Wells right off the bat. He's actually less than half the fight experience as Court McGee, but actually pretty close in age. I think Court McGee's 37, he's 35. Wells is he's a powerful striker, suffocating grappling, just good wherever the fight goes. McGee, on the other hand, has a lot more miles on that career. He was on a 1-5 skid, but did manage to break that with back-to-back wins. And looked like he is just turning back time a little bit. He's more of a volume striker. And he's got a fast-paced grappling style too, wrestler. Never takes his foot off the gas, really. He likes to move forward the whole time. And he has some very good cardio. This fight, the odds are a pick'em. Wells actually opened as the underdog. I think he's got a good shot at this. Maybe even by KO. I'm actually going to agree with you, Dan. Court McGee has been knocked down in 2 out of his last 4, but he recovers very well. So that's the only thing. But sometimes
fight IQ.
Yeah. But sometimes your luck runs out and your chin, gets, more damage over time and it's easier to knock you down. So I think I'm gonna go Jeremiah Wells. I would say, because it's a damn near pick'em, that Jeremiah Wells KO is decent money. So sure. I would say, yeah, pretty decent money in that. So I would go eat up on that. So we're both gonna agree again. I think that's the first 6 in a row. Both gonna go Jeremiah Wells. Gonna move right into the next one. Jasmine Jasudavicius versus Natalia Silva. I like Jasmine Jasudavicius's game. Good on the feet, very strong grappling, averages 3 takedowns per fight so far in the UFC. And once she gets the fight to the ground, she makes it very hard for whoever she's fighting to get back up. She's taking on Natalia Silva, making her UFC debut. Only 25 years old, 12-5-1 record on a 6-fight winning streak. Last time she lost was back in 2017 against Marina Rodriguez. She fights at Apollo Costa's gym, which, I can't see anyone doing well if you're fighting at Apollo Costa's gym, to be honest. No offense to Natalia Silva. He's a dummy. He's a big dummy. Fight IQ very, very low. Love him. Do you like him?
I don't hate him.
Oh, I don't hate him either. I think he's a clown and he's entertaining, but he's dumb as rocks. But give her the benefit of the doubt for that. All right, let's just say, whatever. The level of competition she's faced, very low. She has a well-rounded game, black belts in Taekwondo and BJJ, and she's more of a grappler like Jasmine. And not to mention, she hasn't actually fought since 2019. And it's not like she's a veteran taking off time and coming back refreshed and stuff. She was 22 when she took this break. She's 25 now. So I do expect some ring rust in this, without a doubt. She did have a fight scheduled. She pulled out, never gave a reason why. I just think all things are pointing to Jasudavicius in this one. So I'm going to go with her.
Yeah, no, she looked solid against her last fight against Kay Hansen. And a 3-year layoff at 25 years old is
crazy.
22 to 25. That's like strong developmental years for fighters. I don't know. I'm going to have to really see her in the UFC to give more of an opinion, because it is tougher to do it with the people she's been matched up with, and considering she hasn't fought in 3 years. So that's pretty big. You'll see type of thing.
Yeah, agreed.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, I wouldn't bet on this, honestly, but I'm gonna go with Jasmine as well.
I'm also gonna go with Jasmine. We are agreeing. Going Jasudavicius. We're gonna move right into the prelims main. Adrian Yanez versus Tony Kelly.
Honestly, this fight's gonna be a fucking banger.
This fight is fight of the night written all over it.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a war. They're gonna go after each other, and I think that I could see Yanez kind of falling behind a little bit, like maybe the first half of the first round, and I just see him like using his technique, his footwork, and just his crisp striking to just kind of pick him apart. I don't know if he'll necessarily finish Tony Kelly though.
Yeah, no, Tony Kelly's a tough guy.
He's a tough motherfucker, bro.
Yeah, he's a piece of
He's gonna
shit.
be a tough guy to put away.
Yeah,
He had that good fight with Kai Kamaka back in 2020.
that was the fight of the night.
Yeah, I think he's I think I don't know what the odds are for this one. Adrian Yanez is a -280 favorite. I would love him by decision though. Like I think that's I would confidently bet Yanez by decision.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to bet Giannis in this one. I don't really want to see Tony Kelly win. He's dating Andrea Lee, whose former boyfriend. Remember, her former boyfriend was a Nazi. He had all those swastikas on him.
Really?
Yeah. So what does that say to you about Andrea Lee? And then in her last fight, Tony Kelly was in her corner and he started saying shit about dirty, filthy, no good Brazilians, and they caught it on the camera. You remember that against Viviane Araújo?
I don't remember that, but now I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he was like, those filthy Brazilians fight dirty. You know, you can't trust him. Yeah, he's just he's just a racist. Good striker though. very, very one-sided game. 52% take.
Got to think about Yanez, you know.
Yeah.
He's American, but
still,
probably say something about him being Hispanic.
Yeah, he's a brown. You know.
Yeah, now I hope I don't think he's gonna get knocked out. I would like to see it. I'm gonna put money on Yanez by decision though.
Tony Kelly, he does have a nice win over Randy Costa, who's a pretty big prospect. I think I like Randy Costa.
Yanez beat him too, though.
Yeah, that's true. Adrian Yanez, he did beat him, and he's just built different. 5-0 under the UFC umbrella, 4 consecutive either fight of the night or performance of the night, with 4 of those coming by KO. This fight is staying on the feet for sure. Both guys average between 5 and 6 strikes per minute, so it's going to be a very high volume. This is a war in the making, but I'm going to have to go with Yanez. But Kelly, honestly, is a decent money pick. He's not a slouch. He's just a fucking douchebag. So people, probably inflated those numbers already just because they want to see him lose. But if you're betting, it's decent money to take Tony Kelly.
Yeah.
Both agreeing. Both going to go with Adrian Yanez. We're going to move right into the main event. The main card. Right, Dan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The main card.
Stop texting.
Marquez versus
Gregory
Rodriguez.
Yeah, I think this one's mine. Gregory Rodriguez is one of the more fun guys to watch, flying under the radar now in middleweight. He's a lifelong mixed martial artist, started fighting at the age of 5, and has the same jiu-jitsu coach as Jacare Souza, who's been his coach since he was 8. He's very technical on the feet, a lot of punching power. He's a black belt, and he has an arsenal of submission, averages 2.6 takedowns per fight at 53% accuracy, and has yet to be taken down in the UFC. He's taken on a grappler in Julian Marquez, who's 4-1 so far under the UFC umbrella, finishing all of his wins. He's had 3 performance of the nights or fight of the night awards over that time too. He's got a +1 striking differential, pretty good for a guy who likes to take the fight to the ground. He has no problem pulling guard, which is a tough way to fight. We got 10 minutes left of this fucking shit. We're never going to make it. It's a tough way to fight.
Do a second one.
Yeah. You're pulling guard. You just give up time, control time. And he's got 53% takedown defense. So he practically welcomes getting taken down. I think the ground game of these guys, if they cancel out, because they're both very good grapplers, if anything, RoboCop I see on top with the control time. I got to give the stand-up advantage to Gregory Rodriguez. So I'm going to go with Gregory Rodriguez in this one.
This is honestly the most interesting. This is a very interesting fight for me.
Yeah.
Gregory Rodriguez had that fucking barn burner with Jung Young Park.
That was a sick fight.
You remember that?
That
was
fight.
So sick.
Love that fight.
Gregory Rodriguez is a fucking zombie walking fight.
Honestly, he doesn't have a boring fight. It's impossible.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to disagree though and take Julian Marquez. I think that his win over Maki Pitolo, where he just was able to pull off that anaconda choke with
yeah, that's his thing. He likes that.
Yeah, that was fucking sick. he doesn't really get takedowns, but he'll still
No.
submit guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he has 0 takedowns in the UFC in 5 fights, but he has 3 submission wins, another knockout win, and he has a
kind of fights like Paul Craig. You know, he prefers off his back and wins like that. Yeah.
I'm gonna lean towards Julian Marquez. This is a stay away from bet-wise fight for me, but I do like Marquez. His submission game is solid. I don't think he's gonna get knocked out,
Right.
and I don't think he's gonna knock Rodriguez out either. That guy has a fucking turtle over it. Dude's a turtle.
He is a turtle.
I don't even know what I was gonna say.
He's got a turtle for a body.
Literally. I feel like his head is part of the shell.
Yeah, I think his traps are just like, I don't think he can ever be knocked out. His traps just like guard his neck, like it won't let him. His neck.
Oh yeah, his traps are like.
Yeah. So we're gonna go bigger traps. I'm gonna go with the guy with the bigger traps, Greg Rodriguez. Dan's gonna go with the guy with smaller traps, in Julian Marquez. Yeah, I guess.
I'm gonna end up regretting that now that you put it that way. Fuck.
That's how I actually base all of my fights.
Compare the trap size.
Yeah, honestly. That's what I usually do, and then make bullshit up in between. So we're gonna disagree. First one of the night. We're gonna move right to the next one. Dimir Ismagulov versus Guram Kuteladze. Is that actually how you say it?
Yeah, Kuteladze had a fun fight with Gamrot in his last time out. He got taken down a couple times in that fight, got the knockdown, won via split decision in a fight of the night. That was a year and a half ago though.
Damn.
So it's been a little bit since we've seen this guy. Dimir Ismagulov, he's been kind of a decision machine. He has been a decision machine, but he has been winning every fight. He's well-rounded. He mixes up the striking and grappling fairly well. He got knocked down in the last fight against Rafael Alves, and he was able to recover and still get the win. He has a win over Thiago Moises, Joel Alvarez, and those are pretty solid dudes as well. I think this is a perfect matchup for like career-wise for the both of these guys.
Yeah.
But I see a little bit of an advantage for Ismagulov. I think he's just a little further on his journey at high level. Gamrot is good, don't get me wrong.
Gamrot's sick.
He hasn't lost since that Kuteladze fight, and he definitely had that he had a submission win and a knockout win. I forget who he knocked out, but I know he subbed Jeremy Stevens.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm gonna go with Dimir Ismagulov in this one. He's just gonna be well-rounded, push the pace, and another win, unanimous decision by him. I see. Yeah,
Dimir Ismagulov. He's consistently fought great competition, being a former M1 and other companies for basically his entire career. And he's on an 18-fight winning streak. Wrestler, master of sports and hand-to-hand combat. Although he's finished 12 of his 23 wins by KO. His striking is very awkward. He punches at weird angles. He's got a plus 1.9 striking differential, 1.7 takedowns per fight. Very well-rounded. He was knocked down in his last fight, but did overcome adversity. Ended up getting the win. Kuteladze made his UFC debut against Gamrot. Won by split decision. Super close fight. What was I going to say? Yeah, like you said, he hasn't fought in a year and a half. That's kind of a big deal. He did manage a knockdown in that debut. It was impressive. He was taken down 5 times. He was good at getting back to the feet, but he did slow a lot in the 3rd round. Overall, I'm agreeing with you. I got to go with Ismagulov in this one. Better on the ground, good cardio, and I think he's better on the feet too. Right? Just a little bit better.
Disagreed yet, have we?
Just the last one.
Okay, yeah, we did.
Yeah, just Julian Marquez so far, but that's it the whole night. So that's pretty wild. Gonna agree again. Dimir Ismagulov. Gonna move right into the next one. Joaquin Buckley versus Albert Duraev. I used to like Buckley, but he started. Remember that in his last time out, he in his corner he had that bullshit dude that does the fake self-defense stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had him. Stop. What are you doing texting? Get off your phone. Get off your phone. We're filming.
Bad. I was getting a call. I was denying the call, Connor.
I see you the whole time. I see you this.
Fair. You want me to toss it? I'll toss it.
No, that's a lot. That's a lot of calls. But this guy's super popular, guys. And
You know.
and he also like started trash talking people recently, and I just think he just looks like fucking cringy as hell. And
I don't fuck with this new
his,
Joaquin Buckley, bro.
yeah, he's trying to like get like his name recognition, but it's just he's making it look like a fucking douchebag. Use your fighting to do that. But he is a good fighter. He's got kickboxing style, very athletic, powerful. He does leave himself open a bit. He's been KO'd in 3 out of his 4 losses, and did show that he's evolving his game. He had 5 takedowns in his last time, and only had 2 in his last 5 fights. Although it was over Abdulrazak Al Hassan, who's notorious for his one-sided game, very poor takedown defense. Albert Duraev, 2-0 so far in the UFC. He's on a 10-fight winning streak, 12 of his 15 wins by finish. He's kind of being ducked right now. He's only fought 2 times since 2018, and I think people are afraid. He's got relentless pressure and suffocating grappling, although he did show that he was human in his last fight. He was knocked down by Roman Kopylov, but bounced back great in that round. At where he got knocked down, he had 4 minutes and 30 seconds of control time, and 111 strikes landed in that round alone. So I'm buying the hype on Albert Duraev, so I'm going to go with him in this one.
Yeah, so am I. He's a pretty well-rounded guy too. He mostly gets his wins via sub. He got that on the Contender Series. He got a neck crank. This was back in 20. Oh wait, no, I thought it was going to be 2019. It's 2021. Yeah. I mean, I don't necessarily think he's only been in the UFC for like 8 months, 9 months, and he's had a couple fights canceled. So
yeah,
who knows what's up with that? But I think this Joaquin Buckley fight is actually like perfect for him. Joaquin Buckley, he has that killer finishing instinct. And he honestly he's developed a decent wrestling game too. He's been taking the fights down to the ground a lot more.
He has.
He took Abdul Razak Al Hassan down 5 times.
Yeah.
But one thing that is concerning is he doesn't have great takedown defense of himself. He only stuffs about 40% of them. I mean, 60% of the takedowns are getting through. And when you're going up against a guy like Duraev, I just don't see it ending up well. Yeah. I think I like Duraev via sub. I see him taking him down, grinding Buckley into gassing himself out a little bit, and then
I can see Buckley gassing a little bit in this one too. I could see that. Yeah, and he does get finished, so maybe TKO even. I don't know by sub, and maybe a TKO is possible.
We'll see.
We will see. We're both going to go with Albert Duraev. We're going to move right into the next one.
Tim Means versus Kevin Holland, the people's main event.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
No, this fight's gonna be cool.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Holland 1-0 since moving down to welterweight. He did have a shaky performance against Cowboy Oliveira, though. Definitely lost that first round.
Yeah.
And he seemed like a little weird and off balance. Do you notice that in this fight? In that last fight, at least, he seemed super off balance.
Yeah, I thought he looked pretty good. He lost the first round, but I think he had a lot of people talking about how his takedown defense and like he has a huge hole in his game going into it. So I think he could have been a little nerves. He's a very confident guy, but I can see that he does get a little bit, taken back by all the hate, as like most people would. You got to be like a crazy like robot to not like listen to some of that stuff. But I think he did. I think he had a good performance.
Yeah. I mean, it was solid, I was happy he did end up getting that win.
Same.
And that picture of him in the rear naked choke throwing up the thumbs up is one of the most legendary pictures I've ever seen. Tim Means, we both love Tim Means, the Dirty Bird. He does his thing.
He does.
Just absolutely grinds through fights.
Yes.
Fucking decent takedowns too, good striking, just a solid fighter. I am going to take Kevin Holland, though. I feel like the UFC is trying to build up his stock in the 170 division.
Yeah, this is his division.
This is the right division for him, man.
For sure.
He's got very, very powerful hands. He's got really good jiu-jitsu as well.
He does.
I'm gonna take Kevin Holland, but I think I like decision though. I don't really like a finish. Tim Means is just so fucking tough, man.
Yeah, I know. Tim Means is. He is the man, but I don't want to see either of these guys lose. But
yeah, it's tough.
Yeah. I love how Kevin Holland's at welterweight. He was like coming in like 2 pounds light he was like 183 at middleweight. So like it just made sense. He's a skinny dude.
Lightweight.
Yeah, he
How
did.
we get,
He made his UFC debut against Thiago Santos on short notice,
yeah.
like a week's notice. So God bless him for that. Um, I think he looked motivated in that fight too, and I think he's still motivated. He ended with a performance of the night KO. He's rangy, powerful, fundamentally sound, good off his back, like you said as well. He already has 15 fights, and he's only been in the UFC since 2018. The biggest thing about him is that takedown defense. You know, people just keep exploiting it, but he is doing a lot. He's training wrestling. He's doing very good to make himself better, which you'd also like to see. Also, I think a lot of that had to do with him being at a weight disadvantage. What that people were able to take him down so easy. So now that it's more of a level playing ground, I think he does a lot better. Tim Means, also a great striker, a lot less power than Holland for sure. His game plan is to usually outpoint his opponent, take the fight to the later rounds, get a decision like he has in his last 3 fights. And like Holland, he throughout his career, he's also had a little trouble stopping the takedowns too. So I think this fight definitely, I see it staying on the feet. If anyone shoots, I think it's Tim Means. But overall, I think it's a good matchup for Kevin Holland. So I'm going to go with Kevin Holland in this one.
Yeah. Look at us agreeing all fucking night, man.
I know, dude. This next one, who knows what we're. I don't know about this next one. We might be disagreeing on this one. This one's a weird one. But we're both agreeing. Both going to go Kevin Holland. Going to move right into the co-main event. Donald Cerrone versus Joe Lozon.
You take the guy I'm taking, though, I'll be very excited.
All right, let's see. Let's make just the winner and the loser just both get out of town, and we don't see them fight ever again. Both retire. Yeah. Cerrone has looked like a shell of himself recently. It pains me to watch his downfall. Very similar to like watching Tony Ferguson's downfall. He's winless in his last 6 fights, with none of those fights being really competitive whatsoever. He's been KO'd in four out of those 6 losses. When his chin does hold up, though, like in that Anthony Pettis fight and Nico Price fights, he looks okay, but noticeably a step slow. Joe Lozon, on the other hand, hasn't fought in 3 years. He's coming off a very impressive win over Jonathan Pierce, who I am super high on. Jonathan Pierce. I think his wrestling is going to make him a pretty big guy in the 145-pound division. And recently, we've seen a lot of guys coming off these long layoffs and it paying off with a majority of those guys like getting their hand raised for that's going for the veterans at least. That being said, he's fought only 2 times since 2018. His striking has not looked, it's never been that great, but it hasn't looked that great a lot more recently too. He's taken a lot of damage, including a TKO where his corner had to throw in the towel against Chris Grutzmacher, where he absorbed 129 strikes in over 10 minutes, including a one round where he was outstruck 14-79. I don't want to make it, I don't want to say it was luck that he TKO'd Jonathan Pierce, but I think it was a mixture of experience and luck. I'll say that. So I'm going to go with Donald Cerrone in this one. Good retirement matchup for him.
Yeah, I don't like this fight for either of the guys, but if I had to fucking choose somebody, I guess it would be Donald Cerrone.
Yeah.
Minus 165 odds that they have are pretty solid, I think. I think that's about right.
It's not bad.
Donald Cerrone hasn't won in a long time, though.
Yeah.
He hasn't won since 2019. He's lost his last 6, or won no contest in 5 of 6.
Yeah, winless in 6, which is crazy.
Yeah, just not good, man.
He probably should have retired a while ago, maybe like 4 fights ago.
But he does have a good ground game. He does have good takedown defense, and he's the better striker than Joe Lozon. It's that simple.
Bottom line, yeah. Bottom line, I think he's just a little bit better. I'm worried about the damage because Joe Lozon has, he's been recovering for 3 years now. But I think Donald Cerrone takes this one.
Yeah.
All right. So we are agreeing again. Guess that's crazy. I think 12 out of 13 so far we've agreed on. Both going to go Donald Cerrone. We're going to move right into the main event. Calvin Kattar versus Josh Emmett. Really?
Josh Emmett, dude's fucking scary, man.
Pound for pound, he might be one of the hardest hitters on the entire UFC roster. Pound for pound.
Calvin Kattar is up there too, though. They both hit fucking.
Calvin Kattar. He's a lot more volume guy.
He's more technical of the two, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
But Calvin Kattar definitely showed some power. He was knocking Giga Chikadze around in that fight.
Big time.
And that was really impressive. He did eat 445 strikes by Max Holloway in that fight, which was ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Yeah, that's how you die, getting hit that much.
But he came back almost a year later to the day, 364 days later, and fucking put on a fucking clinic against Giga. I think he's the more fundamentally sound between him and Josh Emmett. I think it's going to mostly be on the feet. There'll be maybe a couple takedown attempts from both sides. But I could see Emmett being more successful on the takedowns, if anything.
Yeah,
but I could see Emmett getting like one knockdown in the fight, but not even. Like Calvin Kattar's got a fucking ridiculous chin. I just think Calvin Kattar's going to land more. He's going to land more precisely, and he's going to land more often. And I think that's going to be the key. And I see him probably taking a decision win here.
Yeah, this is a very he get to those championship rounds, but this is a very tough matchup. Josh Emmett's 37 years old, but he's been surging lately. I think he knows this is his last chance for a title shot, and he's just going all out. So you love to see that kind of motivation. He's on a 4-fight winning streak, most recently coming off unanimous decision over Dan Ige, former wrestler, and then eventually BJJ practitioner. But he's most known for the tremendous power in his hands, and honestly might be the hardest hitter in the 145-pound division. Sorry, who used to say that? Jeremy Stevens, who just made weight today for the PFL and cheated. Did you see that?
No, I didn't. What happened?
He fucking cheated, and he like put his feet off the scale when he weighed in today, and he had to shave his head too because he wasn't gonna make weight. He put his like toes off the thing. Super embarrassing. The guy's gonna be on a 7-fight KO losing streak. But enough about that. Josh Emmett has landed knockdowns in his last 7 fights in a row, totaling 11 knockdowns over that time, which is just might be a UFC record, honestly. Kattar, on the other hand, different approach, a lot more technical boxing, high volume. This fight is for sure, I think, at least staying on the feet. Emmett is one of those guys with that extensive grappling background, but just he got completely lost in his hands, rightfully so, because he's such a fucking hard hitter. But this fight is very tough to call, I think. Emmett has the power advantage, needs a knockdown or KO, in my opinion. Kattar has an absolute killer chin, has been struck 657 times over his last 3 fights alone. But taking a shot from those guys and taking a shot from Josh Emmett are just a different game. So I'm actually going to go with the underdog. I'm going to go Josh Emmett in the main event here.
Interesting. You think he can knock Kattar out?
You know what? The chin. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, the chin is one of those things where it's just, you can't get it stronger. It just is what it is. He takes a ton of damage, and if you want to go tit for tat like he likes to do against Josh Emmett, like you're gonna have a problem, because
I think he's gonna be a little smarter about it.
I hope so, but he loves that. Both guys like to strike, so if I could see him getting lost, and then Emmett just landing one on him. And imagine we see Court McGee get like knocked down, and then we see fucking Calvin Kattar get knocked down. That'd be pretty wild. But that's it. This is a long one. We got a lot of fights. Super excited, even more excited than last week with the pay-per-view. So I can't wait for this. I think very, very little underdogs, if any, at this point.
I didn't love any of the underdogs.
I don't really like any underdogs. Last week there was a decent amount. I think there was like 4 or 5, but this is far more tough.
Watch like 7 underdogs win this.
Dude, that's always the way it happens too. But I really don't see it. I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't really see it either.
Right? I don't know. All right. We're ending it here. No brainer MMA.
Peace.
Right.